Genetics and man. Inheritance in the human does not differ in any fundamental way from that in the other organisms. The study of the human heredity occupies of central positions in genetics. The much of this insert stems from basic desires. I know how the human are and way that they are as they are.
Everyone, my name is Shana Pachecoy. My topic is cytogenetics. Cytogenetics, the study of chromosome number, structure, function, and behavior in relation to gene inheritance, organization, and expression. So, cytogenetics refers to the study of tissue, blood marrow, or culture cell in a laboratory, using bonding or manipulating techniques to look for changes in the chromosomes, including broken, missing, rearranged, or extra chromosomes. Cytogenetics is essentially a branch of genetics, but it's also a part of the cell, biologic or cellologic, that is concerned with how the chromosomes relate to cell behavior, particularly to their behavior during mitosis and meiosis. Cytogenetics bonding techniques as well as molecular cytogenetics such as fluorescence and cytohybridization, FISH, and comparative genomic hybridization, CGH. Next is variation and chromosome number. Euploidy, number, formal number and sets of chromosomes. So, this refers to the normal number of chromosomes in a cell. Humans typically have 46 chromosomes arranged in 23 pairs. Next, polyploidy, 3 or more complete set of chromosomes. So, this involves having 3 or more complete sets of chromosomes. It's often lethal and human. The last one is aneuploidy, presence of additional or missing individual chromosomes. So, this is characterized by an abnormal number of individual chromosomes, such as having an extra chromosomes or missing chromosomes. Okay. Turner syndrome. Signs of syndromes may vary significantly, robust showing prenatally or at birth or during infancy and even during 10 and adult years of a female. So, Turner syndrome is a chromosomal condition affecting females. It's used by absence or partial absence of an X chromosomes. The syndromes vary widely and may appear prenatally at birth, infancy, or later in life. Besides chromosome X, absence of one X chromosomes, other causes include mosaicism, chromosomal changes in same cell, and the presence of Y chromosomes material in same cell. Next, trisomy 21. One of the most common causes of human birth defects. So, Down syndrome, also known the trisomy 21, is one of the most common causes of birth defects. It's characterized by an extra copy of chromosomes 21. Syndromes vary significantly in severity. Individuals with Down syndrome have an increased risk of certain leukemias and dementia. The level of intellectual disability also varies, but is usually moderate. Next is types of Down syndrome. There are 3 main types of Down syndrome. Trisomy 21, 95% of the causes. So, this accounts for about 95% of causes and involves having 3 copies of chromosomes 21 in every cell. Number 2. Translocation Down syndrome. 3% occurs when an extract part of a whole extra chromosomes 21 and present, but it is attached or translocated to a different chromosomes rather than being a separate chromosomes 21. So, about 3% of causes involves an extract part or a whole extra chromosomes 21 attached to another chromosome. Number 3. Mosaic Down syndrome affects about 2% of the people with Down syndrome in summary. So, this affects approximately 2% of individuals with Down syndrome. It involves a mixture or cell. Same with the usual 2 copies of chromosomes 21 and other with 3. That's all. Thank you.
Behavioral genetics, nature versus nurture. Behavioral genetics study how much to genetics on nature's versus environmental nurture influence the human behaviors. The key issue is the determining the extent to which the traits like intelligence, personality, and mental health are the inherited truth genes and shift by life experience. The most behaviors the result from combinations and both genetics and environmental factors. Genes do not directly produce the behaviors, so they produce the protein that influence the brain and body functions, which is the turn increase the likelihood of certain behaviors occurring under the specific environmental conditions. They produce the protein that increase the probability that the behavior will develop under certain circumstances. So, genes produce protein that affect brain and body functions, to making certain behaviors more likely to occur in specific situations. Genes can also have an indirect effect. So genes can indirectly affect behaviors by influence the trait like appearance or temperament that shape how persons in treated or how a person's in treated or how they interact with their environment. Genes do not directly produce behaviors. So genes do not directly produce behaviors because behaviors are the complex actions that result from brain activity, experience, and environment. Instead, genes produce proteins that influence how the brain and body develop and functions, which can affect the likelihood of certain behaviors occurring specifically under specific conditions. Genes can also have the indirect effect. Genes can have indirect effect on behaviors. The influencing traits such as the physical appearance, intelligence, or temperament, the trait that shift person's environment or how others respond to them, which is the turn can influence their behaviors over time. Assumes that behaviors characteristic of species have arisen through natural selections and provide several advantage. Examples: difference in peripheral color version, sleep mechanisms in the brain, eating habits, temperatures regulations. The same behavior are the more divisible regarding an influence of natural selections. The same behavioral disorders that are the influenced by genes. Number 1. Alcoholism. Genetic factors like those affecting dopamine of alcohol metabolism increase the risk not directly favored by natural selections but may be linked to risk talking the trait that we are one-side adaptive. Number 2. Schizophrenia. Highly heritable despite reducing the productive success in my persist due to genetic overlap, which traits like creativity or intelligence in relative. Number 3. Depression. Moderately irritable may have evolved as the response to rest or loss, helping early humans to focus the problem. Truth often maladaptive today.